Coordinated, episode 301, Teammates, Pre-AP. Greetings, AP coordinators. I'm Karli, school counselor and AP coordinator. Thanks for joining us. It's Monday, November 10th, 2025. Today, I'm excited to bring you a conversation with another College Board teammate, Dean Packard, Senior Director, AP Readiness Outreach and Operations. Dean is here to share with us his journey to the College Board, as well as his role with AP and pre-AP. I'm so excited to learn more about the inner workings of the College Board and how we, AP coordinators, can best partner together to support our students. It's time to do this. Let's go, AP coordinators. It's time to get coordinated. Good morning, Dean. Thanks for taking the time to be here with me today.
Good morning, Karli. Thanks for having me.
Well, Dean, I have been gifted the opportunity to interview some colleagues at the College Board and peel back the curtain, if you will, to learn a little bit more about what's happening behind the scenes at College Board that supports our coordinated listeners and fellow AP coordinators, of course. So first things first, can you share with us what your role is at the College Board?
Yeah, as you can tell by the title, it's not short. So I am the Senior Director for AP Readiness Outreach and Operations. And what that means is that my team helps to support people in understanding what pre-AP programs are and how to implement them, as well as deal with all of the operational components and challenges that schools and districts might have with that. Along with that, I also support the tech support team. So if you have any questions or need support with pre-AP or pre-AP programs, you can always get that from our team.
Well, that's awesome. Thank you. I'm sure you've heard from me before. And with the move to digital, you guys must be pretty busy.
Yeah,
So,
we're definitely keeping busy.
and Dean, I heard that you and I might have something in common. Do the words bear down mean anything to you?
Oh yeah, go Cats. I definitely got to shout out University of Arizona where I got my bachelor's degree, but I don't want to leave out the Lumberjacks. I also got my master's and doctorate at Northern Arizona University. So encompassing most schools in Arizona.
The best ones, the best ones. So, Dean, from your experience in Tucson, how did you make your way to working at the College Board?
Well, I started teaching at Amphitheater High School in Tucson, and I had the opportunity to do a College Board training. The training was really focused on expanding the number of students that were getting into AP Calculus courses.
Hmm.
After that, I was given the opportunity to become a consultant and a trainer, and eventually was on as a consultant on the writing team for mathematics for Springboard. After moving over to Tucson High and then University High as an administrator, I moved over to the College Board, and I was actually in a role of supporting implementation of Springboard and pre-AP programs, supporting leaders and coordinators as
Mhm.
they implement across their schools and across their districts. And I've slowly just kind of moved into this position, and I've been with the College Board for about 10 years.
That's a really awesome transition, Dean, to go from the classroom all the way to where you are and kind of have that broad view of everything that happens with students in their AP and pre-AP classes. So, how does your role impact pre-AP or AP coordinators?
We kind of support from beginning to end. So we help coordinators understand what their role is. Some coordinators just want to know what is pre-AP. We start at that place and showcase what pre-AP is and what it can do to help support students in building confidence and getting to AP. But then we also help onboard them and get them into classroom and we
Mm.
share information with them so that they know what they need to do and how they can do that throughout the year to support their teachers and support students.
Mhm. And it sounds like you're doing a lot of things, but what do you enjoy most about your current role?
I love when I have the opportunity to get into schools, when I can be
Mm.
there and work with coordinators and work with leaders to identify what struggles they're having, what they might need us to create to help support them, or just to strategize around how to best build their pre-AP and AP programs. Those are the good times. Those are a lot of fun.
Well, let's talk a little bit more about that then. Pre-AP, that is. So we have listeners that, of course, are familiar with AP, but might not be as familiar with pre-AP. So do you think you could share with us just the basics of what pre-AP is?
Yeah, pre-AP is kind of an umbrella that encompasses the different things that we support in building AP programs, or the things that students might do before they get into AP. Our anchor for that are our pre-AP courses. We have 12 pre-AP courses in math, English, history, science, and fine arts. All of those courses have a common pedagogy, which really help to build density of practice for students as they move throughout their day. This helps to build their skills and their confidence as they progress through the year and then move into their AP courses. We also have
Mhm.
professional learning. We have readiness workshops that are really designed to help teachers in middle and high school and preparing and building in strategies and skills to help students build that confidence that we talked about earlier, and also build the daily practices that can kind of help them to be successful in AP. As well as we're coming out in 2026, we're adding project-based learning.
Hmm.
So as AP has expanded their project-based learning, we want to make sure that students have the opportunity to do the things that they'll do in AP in their pre-AP experiences. So we're adding projects to Algebra 1, as well as a few additional middle school projects to really expose those students again to the skills and build their confidence and success
Mhm.
in AP.
Yeah, and that makes a lot of sense with kind of that groundwork of going into the higher level classes. I'm a high school counselor, and right now we are divided up by grade level. So I like to say I'm a sophomore this year. So I can see how that would really benefit my sophomores, and the underclassmen of kind of going through and building that foundational knowledge of how to do school and how to do their classes. So can you kind of expand on that, Dean? Can you tell us a little bit more about how pre-AP can benefit our schools and our students?
Yeah, so pre-AP courses, when schools implement pre-AP courses, they get model lessons to help really
Hmm.
understand how to integrate what we call our shared principles into their course. They get access to learning checkpoints, formative assessments, and performance tasks that help students do problem-based assessment opportunities, as well as a question bank that can be used across the board. So as students progress from one course to the next, if a school has multiple pre-AP courses, it
Hmm.
builds that connection even stronger than just that single one. So, for example, they could be in their Algebra 1 class and they could be doing a reading that would relate to world history,
Hmm.
and they were going to have to solve a problem with that. In their world history class, they might be reading a science article where they're going to have to evaluate data. And in their fine arts class, they might read a short story that they then have to transfer into an interpretive dance where they represent the theme or the author's purpose within that dance. So, as students continue to move through these courses, they're building those skills of reading, writing, speaking, listening again and again and again. They're also that collaborative nature that is brought to the problem solving in
Hmm.
our problem based learning or our project based learning, really help them to build the tools that they need to be successful in their AP courses.
That's awesome. That sounds like there's a lot of different places where they can grow and experience in lots of different subject areas. Now, here, as a podcast made for AP coordinators, most of our listeners are current AP coordinators or maybe support AP coordinators in some way. And I'm sure the question on everyone's mind, well, at least mine, is how do pre AP and AP work together for students?
Yeah, our pre-AP courses are back mapped from their associated AP courses.
Hmm.
So, for example, AP Pre-Calculus, we have 3 math courses that are back mapped directly from AP Pre-Calculus or AP Calculus, and that's our Algebra 1, geometry with statistics and algebra 2. We also have English that is backmapped from Seminar and AP Lang. So just the content back mapping helps to progress students and give them the level of rigor that they need to be successful.
Hmm.
These courses are designed to be at grade level, so they're not an honors course, but they do have a level of rigor that helps prepare students to be successful in AP, and they have the content back mapping. Um, Again, with our shared principles, students have the opportunity to build those skills that help them be successful. On the professional
Hmm.
learning side, we have a vertical teams training that can help to align a vertical pathway for either a mathematics pathway to pre-calculus or an English pathway to seminar, which helps to build the content and strategies and really align that vertical team so that they can drive students to be successful not only in their current course but also in that AP course.
Hmm. Okay, I'm intrigued. This feels like a really awesome opportunity for students to feel better prepared for their AP classes and ultimately their AP exams. So, now that we're kind of going through this process, what would be the best way for an interested school to get more information about pre-AP?
The first place to go is our website, preap.org. On preap.org, people can look at the course guides similar to the APCED. They can find out what's in the courses. We have a little PL opportunity where they can go in and experience what pre-AP is like. And we have tons of videos so you can see what pre-AP looks like in the classroom and hear from leaders about what pre-AP has brought to their school, as well as some success stories there. So that's the best place to start. But if after looking over the webpage, you still have questions, feel free to email preap@collegeboard.org and someone like me can answer your questions.
Well, thanks, Dean. That's perfect. We will put a link to that webpage in the show notes. And if anyone listening is interested, you can go kind of get that information that Dean was just describing. So, Dean, after they do that, after they get all of this information and they decide that they're ready, how would they go about offering pre-AP classes at their school?
Well, step one is to add the course or add multiple courses. And January 26, 26, you'll have the opportunity to go online at preap.org and add whichever courses you would want to add. Once you add the course, teachers would complete the audit similar to AP, and an audit administrator would approve them. They would get access to all of the materials on May 1st, so they have time to plan, and, they would also get access to free professional learning modules that are available online. We do also have, virtual pre-AP summer institutes that are available, as well as in-person private pre-AP summer institutes, if a school or district would like to go that direction.
All right. So now sounds like a good time to be having those conversations and getting ready for next school year. Okay, so I'll just ask it. Something that I'm pretty sure is on top of mind for anyone listening. Is there a cost to schools to offer pre-AP courses?
I'll say there can be a cost, but let me talk
Okay.
through the where there isn't a cost first. So, we have an incentive program if your school is offering any one of the following AP courses, and it's quite a list, so I apologize for that. It is if you are offering AP African American Studies, AP Pre-Calculus, AP Computer Science Principles, English 10, AP Seminar, AP Cybersecurity, or AP Business with Personal Finance at your school, you can get all
Hmm.
12 free AP courses for free. And if you have a feeder middle school that wants to offer any of the pre-AP courses, they can offer it for free if you are offering one of those courses.
Oh, cool.
If you happen to not be offering one of those courses, I would say first explore how could we offer one of those courses? Because a lot of these courses are easy to implement. Students are really interested in taking them. So if you have a chance to offer them, you get the courses for free, along with the free professional learning. But if you don't have those, you can always purchase the courses for $1,500. You can also get print materials, and you can order those at the same time that you order the courses. The print materials are available at cost. which is about $7 per student.
Okay. And that's really exciting that there is a way to kind of get these for free if you're offering any of those classes. I know at my school, AP Computer Science Principles has been really exploding in the last couple of years. So I know it's that way across a lot of different schools too. So I know you mentioned that there is training opportunities for teachers. Can you go over some of those professional learning opportunities for them?
Yeah. So outside of offering courses, and as you mentioned, this time of year, it's a great time to start exploring. If a school or district wants to just see what pre AP is like, our readiness workshops are a great opportunity for that. Once you implement the courses, there are those free online modules. Those are available
Mm.
for uh, new teachers just learning how to use pre AP and digging into the process of planning and integrating the course with their current curriculum. We also have experience modules. So if there's a topic that a teacher wanted to go deeper into, they can do those experience modules.
Hmm.
And along with that, we have face to face options and virtual options that mirror that same content. So they can do experienced face to face support or virtual online opportunities for all kinds of learning. So we want to meet any of the teachers where they are and help support them.
That's really helpful. Thank you for providing all of that. Well, my next question is going to be about AP coordinators. Well, I guess pre-AP coordinators. Is there training for pre-AP coordinators? I'm assuming the role would be similar to the AP coordinator role without the administration of AP exams, of course.
Yeah, so there's a lot of similarities. So
Mm,
for those coordinators that do both, we're on the same platform, use the same access code. We want to make things easy as far as getting on.
mhm.
We do have a pre-AP coordinator module. It's about an hour long, and that really dives into the nuts and bolts of how do I do the things that I need to do to support this pre-AP program.
Mm.
But if needed, we always have office hours available where a coordinator can show up, ask their questions. It digs into a focus topic so you can find out what's going on currently that coordinator might need to focus on. And then, as I mentioned before, if you have any questions or need any support, you can always email us at preap@collegeboard.org.
Awesome. Well, thank you for that information. It's so helpful for coordinators to know what to expect. We are used to planning things out. So, any best practices and any support helps. Dean, thank you so much for coming on the podcast today.
Thanks so much for having me.
Well, before I let you go, I do have one more final question for you, Dean. What's one thing you're doing right now for pre AP or AP coordinators that helps keep you, you know, coordinated?
Well, I would say, to stay with the C, coffee, communication, and call support. Gotta have the coffee to
Love
keep
that.
moving, but we wanna make sure we're communicating regularly so that everybody knows what they need to do or what supports they might, have coming up in the short term,
Hmm.
but we also always wanna be there for that call support.
Thank you so much. AP coordinators. Now's the time to check in with your teachers, check in with your administrators, and see if pre AP can work for you at your school. As we've heard today, taking pre AP classes can prepare your students to be successful in their AP classes. Check out the pre AP webpage today for more information on how you can get started. It's always the right time to find the best way to keep our AP programs moving smoothly, cohesively, and very, you know, coordinated. Thanks for joining us today. Abby and I will be back next week with a new episode and a new conversation. Can't wait. We'll talk to you then. And for all our support of AP students, yep, our support, AP coordinators and pre-AP coordinators, you too, we are truly good as gold.
And maybe I just don't know. I'll say it over and over and over again till I believe it's so. I'm good as gold.
Hey, AP coordinators, do you have questions about submitting your exam order?
Or ensuring students have enrolled in class sections and indicated their exam decisions?
Well, then have we got the thing for you.
If you have these questions or others, join us for Chat with a Coordinator.
There is still time to have all your questions answered. Register today.
Chat with a Coordinator is currently running through November 14th. Join us every Friday via Zoom for free.
Sessions are 1 hour in length, and you, AP coordinators, set the agenda by asking any questions that you have or sharing best practices.
At 1 p.m. Eastern Time, we have a chat dedicated to brand new AP coordinators.
And at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, we have a topic-specific chat. Topics such as score reports, AP registration and ordering, and more will be covered during these chats.
Join one or stay for multiple. Sign up for every Friday.
The registration link is in the show notes. We look forward to seeing you.